Hey guys, we're back again for another top 10. This time is the top 10 webtoons you should be reading. Keep in mind this is my own opinion, and also that I won't be including webtoons I used in previous videos because I want to give you guys new stuff to read. Before we start, I'd like to ask you to click the like button and subscribe to the channel, and if you want to send me a message, you can follow my Instagram account and message me there. I also made a Discord for the community, the link will be in the description. Without further delay, let's get into the top 10. Number 10 comes with FFF-Class Trashero. This one might not be for everybody, since the main character is not very likable. The main character killed the Demon King after 10 years of being summoned into the fantasy world. Now it's time to be sent back to Earth. But the fantasy world's god appears alongside with his report card. Because he removed all the obstacles that prevented him from killing the Demon King, his personality score came out as F. The regression that follows is that he has to return to the start and begin again. What makes this story interesting is the main character. He has already beaten the world, so now he does things in a different but logical way. He's also very edgy and dislikable, but it's still a pretty interesting story. Just give it 5 chapters and you'll know what I'm talking about. In number 9 we have Weak Hero. Once the bullies target you, it's game over. The school is run by tyrants whose favorite hobby is tormenting the weakest kids in class. But then Gray arrived. This mysterious new student threatens to dismantle the established order. He may be small in stature, but his calculative and brutal fighting leaves unsuspecting opponents lying on the floor begging for mercy. Now the school's toughest bullies have to scramble to take down this new and unusual hero. I really like this webtoon. The art is kinda old, and I know that many people might not like it, but at least for me it's really good and it gives me a good vibe. Now let me warn you, some characters might trigger you, but it's still an amazing read. The main character beats the bullies, which you normally don't get much of. Saying any more would be a spoiler, but if you think you might like it, give it at least 5 chapters. Number 8 comes with God of Blackfield. This story follows the legend of the French foreigner Legion. During the African War, he was called God of Blackfield by his enemies, who were in awe of him. However, during a mission to kill Masalan, the brain behind the terrorist group, he was killed in action by a bullet to the back. As his vision got blurry, he saw his 13 team members who had absolute faith in him getting killed one after another. As he was dying, he was saved by a mysterious power and woke up 3 years later in South Korea. However, he was in the body of another person, a 19-year-old high school boy who was being bullied at school. This is the main character's journey to get revenge on a traitor and to find out the truth behind his rebirth. I always love a good reincarnation story, and this is really good. Now, what makes it different is the main character. He's an absolute badass, doesn't care about anything, be it females or bullies, he beats them all up. He's an absolute alpha male and doesn't let anyone talk down on him. The chapters in this webtoon are short, but it's still a great story. Give it at least 5 chapters. In number 7 we have The Boxer. You've got the raw talent, or you're the underdog, but do you have the heart? Do you have what it takes? Let's see what you're made of. This one is amazing and you should give it a try if you're into overpowered main characters or sports in general. The main character had a rough childhood, and because of that he's very used to getting beaten. With that, he becomes a monster with an extraordinary talent for boxing. This webtoon follows the 3 characters. One is a talented yet asshole character, then you have the weak but courageous, and finally, the main character. I love this webtoon, and you should give it at least 8 chapters and you'll love it too. Number 6 comes with Her Summon. Now this is a different isekai webtoon. 3 years after he shuts himself away from society, the main character finds himself summoned to another world by a small girl who needs help. Now this is very different from your normal isekai. You don't have leveling up or Adventures Guild. The main character gets summoned to the fantasy world and gets back to his own world a bunch of times. But in the fantasy world he can cast almost any spell just by saying a few words or using an item from the real world. I like the contrast between the fantasy world and the normal world, and the main character's development in this webtoon is amazing. The art is also amazing and it's a very nice read. Give it at least 10 chapters. In number 5 we have Eleceed. The main character is a kinda hard young man who has superhuman speed and uses it to make the world a better place, one saved little child or pet at a time. Kaden is a secret agent on a run who finds himself stuck in the body of a cat. Together, armed with the main character's superpowers and the cat Caden's smarts, they are out to fight the evil forces of the world. This is actually one of the cutest supernatural stories I've seen. The balance between the cute funny moments and the serious fights is perfect. The story gets better and better every single chapter, always adding new mysteries and leaving the reader intrigued. Overall, it's a really nice story to read and you won't be disappointed. Give it at least 10 chapters. Number 4 comes with Flow. In this world, every child is born under a god. Some gods are weaker and some gods are stronger. Children born under weaker gods become defunct in society and cannot attend high school. Instead, they must get jobs after middle school. High school in this world is a place that trains students to use their stronger gods. All the gods have one thing in common though. They can grant wishes if the correct price is paid. The main character turns back time a day and pays dearly for it. To reverse his wish, he must attend high school and try to use the powers of his cat god once again. First of all, it surprises me that this webtoon isn't more popular, since it's really good. One of the aspects I like the most about it is the fact that from the flow of the story you can really tell it's well planned. Even though this story can be predictable at times, it's still a very nice and fun read if you are a lover of the fantasy genre. Give it at least 10 chapters if you think you might like it. In number 3 we have Bastard. Now this webtoon doesn't need much introduction since it's very well known in the horror genre. The main character has lived a tough life. One of his oldest memories is waking up in the hospital having received an artificial heart valve and a glass eye. And as a student he is relentlessly bullied for his disabilities. But the main character's cool life is nothing compared to his home life, where he is raised by his father, a serial killer who targets young women and forces the boy to act as his accomplice. Can he do anything to stop his father's reign of terror without becoming the next victim? Before you read this, keep in mind this is a very heavy read. It contains bullying, explicit violence, physical abuse and many others. If you don't mind that, this is an amazing read. Now, this is a completed series, which means you can go through it in one sitting. And the ending is not disappointing, so it's a big plus for me. Now, this is a webtoon a lot of people can relate to in a way or another, so it really connects with you with the story. If you think you might like it, give it at least 10 chapters. Number 2 comes with Ordeal. Now this webtoon was recommended to me by a subscriber, so thank you. Humans are okay, but Chimios are way better. Chimio is a human born with an extraordinary ability that surpasses natural evolution, aka a talent. After someone killed his master, the main character is mysteriously passed a talent called Helios, the embodiment of the sun itself. He now wants his teacher murderers and learned that the world of talents is much bigger than he and his friends think. Let me tell you, this webtoon is amazing. Everything about it just feels right. The art in this is amazing. I would even go as far as saying it's as good as Solo Leveling. And the fights are so well animated it feels like you are watching them move. The character designs are also very unique and different from what you normally see, which for me was an amazing breath of fresh air. Give this one at least 10 chapters and I can promise you, you won't regret it. And in number 1 we have Lookism. Now, I'm not really into drama or romance or even pretty K-pop boys, but someone recommended me this webtoon and I decided to give it a try, because why not? The webtoon is about an ugly guy. His mother saves all the money she can and sends him to another town with a new place for him. Now, when he wakes up in his new house, he finds himself being an attractive model. He's now conscious 24 hours between the two bodies. This story, while having an exciting storyline, also manages to show the difference in treatment people get in modern society. Another thing that I enjoyed is the fact that the main character is always trying to improve himself and trying to help his mother. And without knowing, I connected to the story in a way that made me want to improve myself. The side characters also play a big part in this webtoon. They're all well designed and complex, which gives the story so much more depth. Even if you don't think this is for you, give it a chance. Give it at least 10 chapters and I promise you won't regret it. Now guys, this was the top 10 webtoons you should be reading. Obviously there's many more, and if you want I can make a part 2. You can always leave your recommendations on what you want to see down below, and if I think I can make it, I'll surely do it. Did you find any webtoon that you haven't read yet? Do you want more? If you like this list or if it helped you in any way, leave a like and comment down below. And don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss any video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.